Well, yeah, I'll tell you which Zoom number. Can you open the Zoom? Listen to which number. It's 550 517 4985. Oh, 1234. Good.
Zelig, you're recording it. You want to record it?
Listen, it's gonna come in. It's
Okay,
automatically
no
recorded.
problem. Okay.
Just a minute. Let me just check the Gemara.
You're at home now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. So what time do you have to leave for Mincha?
So minutes can go enough come in a baby.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so where did we get
Kuf
yesterday?
Zion, Ahmed Aleph, Mishnah, 3 lines from the bottom, 4 lines from the bottom.
Good.
I think. Maybe there's a couple more lines from. Okay, we can start from the Mishnah. Yeah.
No, no, I mean,
There's a little bit before that we didn't do. We did Ezrach about the Shleish Lugin.
right.
List 2 lines we didn't learn.
Okay, yeah, okay, so read from there, yeah.
E Pirashti, any of them are Pirashti. Yavi Kiyam Meruba. So he doesn't know what he was mefarish in what regard. Kesa, no, what was it? Harei Yayin or Shemen. Pirashti and them are Pirashti. So he doesn't know what he was mefarish from these two, right? Yavi
Yeah,
Kiyam Meruba. Oh, so Shemen. He should bring Kiyam Meruba.
yeah,
Tanakim Tev Harishan Shel Chag Shechali is B'Shabbos. Like, oh yeah, we did learn it. The 70 plus the carbon of Shabbos.
right,
I mean, Shemen for 70 and so forth. Okay, Mishnah.
yeah.
Hare Olai Oilo. Yovi Keves. Zakrashi. Pachas Sheba Oilois. Oilil Leka Lispuke Elabiskar. There's no other, what's the Bach? The Orla, the Oilo Leka Lispuke. Okay, he adds the word. Okay. Rabbi Los Ben Azariah Omer, Oy Toyer, Oy Ben Yoina.
Aber ich verstehe, aber was mit Rashi Pochus Sheboilus?
It's pachas in the zvachim of Oilos is a kevis. So we're assuming that he means with shchita. Rabbi Los Ben Azariah says no. Maybe he means Oilos Oif, Oy Toyer, Oy Ben Yoina. Does he mean only these two, or he means in addition to these two?
No, this too.
Okay, so why was he ruling out?
No,
Why was he ruling?
look at Toysfus unten.
Yeah.
הבלוזו בנזריה רואים היו ותוירו בניונו, גמור אמרינא דרוי פליגי, דמרתי אסרי,
Okay.
ואף
Also
על
much
פי שואלים
kefir.
רגילים לקנוס קרבונוס בירושלים,
Kidaminon, Moish and
ואפילו המים
himself.
שנמצאו לפני שכל בהמה,
Yeah. V'amru ma'isa v'amdu
ועומדו
kinin.
כלבסיים, וכל מקום דעס הנוידר, לפי
If
מה
he masha writes it, Raya be'ir.
שרואה בעיר.
Right. Okay. So there's no machlokes. It depends on what Azavi Matzav zugewohnt in the Stadt.
פירשתי ואיני יודע,
Ma pirashti. Before he said oilo. Now he didn't know what he said. Yavi par ve'egel min abehema.
no, wait, we missed one word. פירשתי מן הבוקר.
Oh, wie steht? Oh, I skipped it. You're right. Pirashti min aboka ben yudei mai. Pirashti. Rashi. Echad mekabonis habehemis. Ven yudei eze mehem pirashti. Okay. En yudei mai pirashti. Yavi par ve'egel. They're both forms of cows. Min abehema. Oh, okay. So he said min abokor, so it means only cows, right? Either a young cow or an old cow, or an ox. What if he said min abehema ve'niyudei my pirashti? Then he has to bring yovi par ve'egel, ayil, soyer, gedi, utle. He has to bring all of these. Par ve'egel, a young and an old from bokor. Ayil, soyer, gedi, utle. Ayil and Sawyer are both from the goat family, no? And Gidi a sheep, Utle a younger sheep. Now, Pirashti meaning that my Pirashti Bichlal. He doesn't know what he said. Moisef Alem Tur Uben Yoina.
No, sir, the whole Shmuel, we have to read the Mishnah like this. פירשתי מן הבוקר, ואיני יודע מה פירשתי, יובי, נור, פר ועגל. ונעזוב, פירשתי מן הבהמה, ואיני יודע מה פירשתי, גם יובי, פר ועגל, העיר, סוהר, גדי ותלה, no?
Right, every form of behemoths, of carbon behema. Now, Rashi says that he didn't know what he was mefarish, if he was mefarish oif or behema. So, Moitzav Alem Teru Ben Yoina.
Verstehe, Shmuel, was ist auf Kamine, wenn ein Mensch sagt, מן הבוקר, oder מן הבהמה?
Boka refers to all, the cow family. It doesn't include sheep or goats.
Those okta מן הבהמה.
All forms of behemoth that you could bring for a carbon.
Right.
And now when he says, I don't know which, if it's oif or behema, he brings up, menachos are not included here. Yeah. But any yodea, he doesn't even know if it's bakar, tzayin, or oif.
Right.
But why is menachos not included?
אפשר sagt er das besser genau nicht.
Aber man darf sagen, was hat er gesagt? Pirashti, Veni Dema Pirashti. I said I'm going to bring a carbon, I don't know which one. Rashi seems to say, like you said, but there has to be some sort of addition. Pirashti as hamin, the eni yodea im min habehema, the im min ha'oif. Ah,
Da darf man sagen,
min hamin, from a live min. He already said.
right.
Okay, fine. Harei like toida ushlamim, both. Dr. Rashi, oize, not both. Toida ushlamim, yovi keves.
Pochus sagt Rashi, Pochus שבתויד ושלום.
Right. So he takes the lowest common denominator. But when he brings the keves, what does he have in mind?
Also, darf er sagen zum Kohen, als einer bringt den Fachhoe, wo die andere fallen davon, ne?
No, L'chayr is only bringing one. When he says Toidu Shlemim oize, so he says it in a form where he says, "I'll make up my mind when I come."
Schmol. Das sagt nicht zwei Sachen.
Er sagt, oder das
Der
oder das.
Toido. Oder
Oish.
ein anderer Case, sagt er Schlomm. Nicht, dass er etwas gesagt zusammen.
No, that's no chiddush. Of course, he brings the keves. Tessa sagt, Toida Oishlamim, like I've seen in Toida Ushlamim. So he says, I'm going to bring a behemoth for Toida L'chayr, or a Toida, or a Shlamim. And then he'll make up his mind, L'chayr, when he. Right now, he made a neder. He's going to bring all the Toida, the Shlamim. Zakta Gemara, L'chayr, Zakta Gemara. He could fulfill that neder with a kevis. Now, let him decide what he wants to do when he comes to the Beis Mikdash, right? You have the art scroll there?
The other one, just the middle bring it, yeah.
Oh, I don't have the other Gemara here.
Wie verstehst du, was sagt er?
Azot, he's sitting in his house. He says, I'm making a neder. I'm going to bring oi keves, oi shlamim, oi toida. Let him go out in the market and buy himself a keves. And then let him decide what he wants to bring. You have a different shot?
Noch einmal, von was sagst du, das kann nicht sein, also meint, oder hat gesagt, Toido oder Schlomm.
That's nicht kein chiddush. Of course he should bring a keves. What's the chiddush? He said, I'm going to bring a shlamim. No, a shlamim is keves. No good. Bring a keves.
Ich verstehe. Immer seht, was ist der Chidus mit du hast, dass er gesagt, oder a Toido oder a Schlomm. Und wir sagten, bring a Keves and make a decision the way you're learning.
Right. Anchulik, 1 second. Yeah. No, it's fine. Because, yeah, how are you? Okay. Sagst du sagen so. Entschuldigung, excuse me. I'm just. Sei gebencht.
Ich gebe Ihnen eine Minute als Code, just a second. זה שרייב מה זה. האוימר, האוימר הרי עלי לאהוב יקום תוידו, וכמו כן, אם אומר הרי עלי לאהוב יקום שלומים, אבל פירש איזה בהמה יובי, יובי כבש, שהוא,
That's what you said.
I think so, I don't know, I think what it means.
So what's the chiddush?
אוקיי, לא, זה זהו מניש.
Okay.
שלום למגן, זה אין וייטר, איפה שבו שתית.
Okay.
הוא עוד לא מגן וייטר.
Pirashti min habokor. Min bokor.
זוגת הרי עלי תוידו, ודוס גידנקטר יוז, את גזוגת מן הבוקר. והנה יודע מה.
How do you know that? Oh.
לא, קוק. פריאת שתית הרי עלי תוידו, עוד את גזוגת הרי עלי שלומים, und sagt nicht, was hat gesagt? Sagt man, the minimum you can bring is a keves, with a keves you can fulfill whatever you had in mind.
Right. Now, he said
פירשתי
bokor.
מן הבוקר, מה זה, תראה עליי תוידו מן הבוקר, והנה יודע מה פירשתי, אז יובי עוד הפר, עוד הפור, עוד הרגל, עוד הרגלו.
1 second. So how's that different? Before we said, if he says Pirashti min habokor v'eni yodeh ma pirashti yovi parv egel. Now we added 2 more.
שמואל, פריארת מגירת אף האוילו מוזה אין הזוכו. דו זוגת תוידו, דו כדי שלומים, is the extra two then in the caves.
Okay.
Poro, Shmuel, Poro und Eglo, sind
Right, on the caves. Good.
Bei Shlomi das gut, bei Oilo das nicht mehr gut.
Okay. Mina behema. V'eni yodeh ma pirashti.
Yovi Paru, Poro, Egel, Eglo, Ailu, Chelo, Soyu, Seiro, Gdi, Gdoyo, Tloyo, Tloyo. Das weiter, darfst du fragen, wo steht du, als viel der Territz ist, weil das ist ein Toido. Wie viel so mehr Domina Beima?
Yeah, it has every one of the female forms.
Das ist das Poro, Eglo, Chelo, Seiro, Gdoyo, Tloyo.
Right.
Show.
Wait a second. Now, when he says Harei Show, still going. We're not talking about Toida and Shlomo anymore, right?
Okay, I'm not sure, but it's what the Mishnah says. Harei Show.
Yeah, it's mashma like that. Then he should bring Yavi Hu und Sochav b'moneh. That's how much it. That's the common. Kachnes parish dinoi b'Torah shaval peh.
In Spanish, Dinoi as was.
That you bring with it a monah's worth of nesachim. When he says nesachim over here, he means only wine, or he means also the mincha that goes with the nesachim. And what does it mean when Rashi says kach nisparish dina b'Torah shabal peh? Isn't that that's not a common lashon, right?
Right. Shmuel, the word bemone goes on what?
The amount that
On
the
the
Nesachim should
show, on
be.
the show, under the Nesachim.
L'chayr the Nesachim. But I see already from the Ramaskal and Rashi that it probably goes on the shore.
Egel Yovi Uven Nesachov בחודש, Ayil Yovi Uven Nesachov בשתיים, Eves,
Chamesh and Shtaim are less than the money, right?
yeah, Maslet. So show is a money, Egel is Chomesh made Chomesh Sloim, Ayil bringt the zwei Sloim, Keves,
A
Uven
single cell.
Nesachov Besela.
Good. If we go with the Mahalach of Rashi, what he said before, all of this is Neskabil B'ter Shabal Peh. That means it's Halacha Moshe Sinai, or it steps in another category.
I'm looking a second in the art school. I'm reading from the art school. When a Sochov b'mone ba'al shoyer, shoivi, the value of the shore in the Nesochim zusammen is mehr dinim. שיעור זה זוג דתורי אבן, נקבע פיתור שבעל פה זוג רש"י, זוג תר הלוך למשה מסיני.
Ah, okay, good.
אז זה זוג רש"י. התוספות כותבו ששיעורים אלו הם מדרבנן, או שהם שיעורים ללא יודע בעין יופו. אבל מעיקר הדין, יועץ עוד ימדי חובוסו, אין יבדנו. Sie bringen da in der Artskoll Pirush Acher, dass sie gewähnt die average value of a Behemoth mit den Sochen bei Eretz Yisrael in der Zeit von der Mishnah.
Okay.
Also we have to assume that those are remained.
Uh-huh. Okay, right, yeah, okay. It fits in very well with the rest of the Mishnah. You have the rest of the Mishnah?
So, what?
Shor b'mona. Now he says the shor itself should be a mona. Yavi b'mona. Chutz min Nesachov. Right? What you just said before. The mona
Früher did the money given included in the
covers both.
Sochen.
Right.
Yeah.
Egel b'chamish, yavi b'chamish, chutz min Nesachov. Ayel b'shtayim, yavi b'shtayim, chutz min Nesachov. Keves b'sela, yavi b'sela, chutz min Nesachov. Good. Why we need all these, we'll have to see later, maybe. Now, shor b'mona, v'hevi shnayim b'mona, lo yotzo. What did he bring? He brought two shvarim?
Yeah.
For the same carbon?
Ja, for the same korban, but was it die Hava Mina nicht, weil der Chur wird mir gekannt sagen, wird gekannt sagen, als gemeint, als wird bringen, bei Schoi wie Money Euro. Und gebringt zwei, so dann die zwei für Euro bei Money.
Aber er sagt, befehl shor, nicht shvarim. I mean, I'm not, okay. Vafilu zebemona chosediner. Zebemona chosediner. Oh, so now this is the Chiddush. That together, oh, no, even then it's not a Chiddush. It's chosediner. It's not a mana. And he says sherba mana.
No, but you realize it says even though the subtotal of both
Yeah, but he said that before
is much
already.
more than a money, but that is judging
But
you.
he said before already, if he wanted to fulfill the
Good,
mana
good,
with
yeah,
two,
good, good,
you
yeah.
could. So I don't understand what this adds. It's just,
No,
I mean, okay. Shachar v'hevi lovan, lovan v'hevi shachar, gadol v'hevi katan layotza. At what point is this he made a neder and he
yeah,
was makabel?
this was part of the nether.
Oh, okay, finished. Also sagt die Mishnah.
Okay, sie bringen Leute, sie sagen so, Seva Shoyu, ומעיקר תנאי הנדר, אבל the skin of the shor shochor is more expensive, and the
Okay.
flesh of the red shoil is tastier.
Mm-hmm.
The white is the best for Harisha. First is the kolir. The kolir is part of the korban because each one of them represents.
Yeah, but they're saying a chiddush. They're saying that if I said black and it didn't make a difference, then even though I said black and I want to bring white, it's going to be okay. The only time it's not okay is if there's a material difference between them. Otherwise, they didn't have to say this whole Torah.
Gut, aber der Chiddush Shmuel ist, als er hat ja gesagt, darf er das bringen.
Das verstehe ich. Aber the Segrete, they sagen aggressor chiddush. They sagen, if I said I'm going to bring you a black shirt and I brought a white one, but there was no difference, not in the value of the oil, not in the taste of the food, then it would be acceptable. Even though I said black, I could bring white.
Was ist
Otherwise,
jetzt?
why did they go?
No, aber gut, der Mishnah sagt, dass du sagst, Shocher darfst du bringen, Shocher, because the color is part of the nether.
Why did they go to the trouble of making a chiluk between a white shirt and a black shirt? That alone should have been enough. The color is enough. They went out of their way to say that the color brings with it a difference in quality or expense. So if vice dois, that if it didn't, it wouldn't make a difference.
Verstehst du, was ist, weißt du es eben nicht? Steht du, sie ist er sie steht eben nicht.
No, they're touching up for cement. Cement vice because this is more expensive. Black because red because it has better meat. But stam, it doesn't make a difference what color you bring. That's what he's saying.
Okay. Nur gucken, du hast so Shocher ואבל חלוקים קצת. דומה פרקמה דנוזיר, וכמה הרויטר למשחי, סומקי דרויטר לביסרי, חבר'ה לריבי.
So it seems to be saying the same thing, that there has to be a difference between the colors, otherwise it would not matter.
Right.
Okay. The Gemara of B'lai Pligi is going on the very first case in the Mishnah.
But you have to finish the Mishnah.
Cotton heavy gadol yotze, Rabbi Yomer lo yotze. Gadol heavy cotton lo yotze. Cotton heavy gadol yotze. Why? Because yesh b'chal masayim mana l'chayr, nein?
Ja. Und aber wir können sagen, Rebbe lo yotzo. Du denkst, in echt noch mal gelernt, weil die Imurim ist größer oder, ja.
They're way heavier. Yeah. Okay. Yes, this is going on the first case in Mishnah where where there's a machlokes about whether you bring birds or you bring a keves. So as Dr. Gemara v'loy pligi, it's nicht machlokes, and Rashi maki dasrei, and Rashi says, "Ba'asrei the Tanakama gria keves me'oif." Apparently, oif was considered more choshev, or it was more expensive. Uba'asrei derveleza gria oif mikeves. So he says, in each case, we go with the assumption of what's the better quality. Tan Rabbana, Harei alai oilo besela lemizbeach yovi keves. Lemizbeach yovi keves. She'en l'cha dover shekorav besela legabi mizbeach ela keves. That's also the halacha Moshe Sinai that we know.
Ela keves shekorav besela.
Okay, shekorav. I understand, but he said.
Was hat gesagt?
He said harei alai oilo besela. What he's saying is that in what we learned before, the prices that were applied to the karbanis, this halacha Moshe Sinai that a keves is a sela, l'chol hapachas.
Aber was meint die Preise? Muss bringen la keves besela und kann ich bringen la oif?
Right. What it really means is that we touch up what he meant when he said besela, and what he meant when he said the neder was that he's bringing a keves.
So שאין לך דובו שקורב בסלע גם מזבח אל הכבש. לכבש שקורב בסלע.
They take out the list shekar besela. But your question was, what if someone sells me a bird for that price? So, but that's not its kavua price.
This is not the average going rate.
But no, I think more that's not the rate that was set. Halach Moshe Sinai. Halach Moshe Sinai said we had the prices upstairs on top, right? 1 mona is a cow, two whatever gedi is a certain amount and so forth. So we know that the value of a single sela is a keves. I think that's what it means. That the definition comes to us Malach Moshe Sinai.
Okay, weiter פירשתי, ואיני יודע מה פירשתי.
Oh. When he said stam, sela, then he must have meant a keves. But if he says, I said sela, and I don't know what I meant, so we see right away he didn't mean stam.
You didn't know what you meant, but you know it means be'oilo? What doesn't he know what he meant?
Okay, before when he said it, he knew what he meant. We don't know what he meant. So when he said besela, we're going to touch up that, but it means it's a keves. Now he doesn't know. He said, I promised to bring something besela, but I don't know what it was. Is clear that it's not limited to keves. From his own saying, I don't know what I meant by sela. If he would have been Makabel, the general Mahalach, then he would have known what he meant by sela. He would have meant a keves.
So look at the Rashi a second. Pirashti
is a covenant avi. Right.
Friert hat doch echt gesagt, Ariala Oilo Besela.
Aber früher hat gewusst, was gesagt. He didn't say, I don't know what I meant.
Sagt Rashi, mit den Nochas לפרושים, להיכנס פה כנעמי באחריני. ילקח יובי מכל דובו הקורב למזבח, שובר סלע, מכל אחד ובלבד, שיוכל לקנוס דובו שולם מסלע.
What does it mean over here when he says? What does it mean when he says "midnochas lefurushe"? The Bach doesn't add anything; he just mentions something. But what is "midnochas lefurushe"?
Ja, da verstehen wir.
I think I know what it means. Since he's coming to us to say that he's Mesupik, it's clear that he did not mean a keves, or it's not clear that he meant a keves. If he knew what he meant, he wouldn't be coming to us to be mfarish. Medinachas lefarushe, since he's seeking to have somebody to be mfarish what he said.
Nicht someone to refuse. Since he's sure that when he was mekabel geneder, what a mefarish, sagt er ein makpi to bring one particular one. In the
Versteh?
previous case, הרי עלי אוילו, sagt er בפירוש, I didn't say any mean, הרי עלי אוילו, sagt man immer keves. Jetzt sagt er, ich weiß genau, als ich habe gesagt, which type of an animal I want. Weil ich weiß nicht, dafür bringen, Jobi Mikol Dovo, yeah,
Okay,
Mikol Dovo.
I just think that we could sharpen it by saying that before when he said Harei like keves, he goes when we're touching up what he said, it goes along with
Früher hat er nicht gesagt, es früher hat
no
er gesagt,
Harei
Eure
like
Mesela.
Besela. When he said Harei Layola Besela, it goes along with the stam. We touch up stam, it means a keves. Because he didn't come to us and say, I'm not sure what I said, what I meant. He said, I know what I meant. I said something that's worth a seller.
Verstehe. Wenn er hat gesagt, Eure Besela, kann er bringen eine Eil Besela? Avade.
He's not allowed to.
Ich sagte ihm, even a kevis will be enough.
I don't think so.
Aber Rashi hat gesagt eben, als Apochos, look at Rashi, look at the first line on top. Pochus Shebetudo Shlom. Even if you bring a kevis, it's good. But of course, if you bring any other, ich habe gesagt, Ariala Yolo, to which other, anyone I want. Aber da weiß ich genau, als hat gesagt, one type, sag mir, als hey, so darfst bringen, alle Minim.
Where did you see that it says pachas?
The erste Rashi on top of the page.
That's talking about a different case. That's talking about a shlamim and an toido. Yovi keves.
Dort not er gesagt, oder Ariala Toido, oder Ariala Shlom.
Right. Now he's talking about an oilo.
No, ich bringe noch eine Reihe. Was meint Yovi Keves? Keves means du wirst mit keinem sein, dein Neder, even if you bring Keves.
Okay. Could you please check to see if that's...
Let me look at me. Sie lernen Schwul. זה
Yeah.
anders friert die sagen friert das הרי עלי אוי לו בסלע, יובי כבש.
Right.
שאין לך דובו שקורם בסלע לגבי מזבח אל הכבש. זוג זה סתם הקדש בסלע למזבח
It's a kevis.
הוא כבש. תאית שזה יופ. ואפילו אם נמצא איל כוחוש בסלע,
Oh, yeah.
או אויף שומן בסלע לא יבין.
Oh,
Was ist seine der value of a keves is zwei sloim? Chayev lo vi keves davke.
right. That's again. This right.
שמאחר שקובע התוירו שיעור סלע לכבש,
Right. The Torah is
כל
Halacha
סתם
Moshe
נגע
Sinai.
בסלע, הרי הוא כבש.
Right. Right.
ואם שויבי כבש הוא חוצי סלע, bringen sie doch vom חידוש וביורים,
Yeah.
מתוכן שאינו יוצא ידי חובוסו בכבש. מה רבי ישכי סלע? אפשר דווקא זוכס הכבש שומן, or yamtin until the price goes up. He says the price is part of it.
Right. But he said, right. Okay, fine. So now in our case,
בביל על המיליאס פירשתי, ואין יודע מה.
So he says now,
what was he mefarish?
He was mefarish that he wanted to bring, it could be he was mefarish that he wanted to bring an oif b'sela. And if he was mefarish befarish, then of course that's acceptable. But we don't know. And he doesn't know. But since he's coming to us, it's clear that he did not mean a stam sela. Like the Halacha Moshe Sinai Keves.
Sie bringen dort, Rabbeinu Gershom sagt, Keves besela, Solis besela, anything that the average price is a seller, dafür bringen.
That's what the Gemara says, yeah. That's what the Gemara says. Since he says now, that's the word, that's the word. Means I'm not relying on stam. Because if you're relying on stam, it means one thing. It doesn't mean one of six things. It means exactly what Halacha Moshe Sinai was, which is keves. But now that you're saying beferish that that's not what you meant, or you're not sure, then you might have said more. You might have been specific about a bird, or you might have been specific about a pur. That's what this Gemara means. Now you have to bring everything. You might have even meant a mincha. Okay. The next case, pirashti min abokor. Ben yedei ma pirashti yovi par ve'ego. Amai. V'leisi par mimanavshach. Oh, that's what we said. Yeah, okay, mimanavshach. Because yesh b'cham masayim mana, right? Lo tzach Rashi mimanavshach. The inami egel nodar. Ha yesh yesh b'chlam meruba muad. Okay. Homani veridos rebihi. The ama cotton vehevi godel layotza. Okay, that will explain why he has two options. Aber I rebi a maseifa shor b'mona vehevi shnayim b'mona layotza. Afilu b'zem b'mona chasadiner b'zem b'mona chasadiner shocher vehevi lovan vehevi shocher godel vehevi cotton layotza. Cotton heavy godel yotza. Oh. If Rebbe is the Baal Reisha, so how could he be the Baal Sefer? It says if it was cotton yotza, which seems to say that yesh b'chlal godel cotton. And for the Gemara,
Reisha v'sefer Rebbe, Mitzvah Rabbanon.
Oh,
יש
yeah.
בספר רבי מציאס הרבון. ואוכי כה אמר,
Dov ze machlokes Rabbi Rabbanon. The Mishnah Lane tells us that there's a machlokes Rabbi Rabbanon. The Rabbanon are the Metziasa, and Rabbi is the Reisha.
זה gut, לא גאה weiter, בבת ארבע סekunden. Gut,
Tanan Hossam. Shisha Linadova. Neged me.
gut. If you remember, we looked already here, sie gewähren 13 Schäufers.
Yeah.
Gedenkst, sieben von den 13, die gewähren Moise von der kommen, aber Shisha oder Nedova. Guck in Rashi, Shisha oder Nedova. י"ג שופרס היו במקדוש, שבע מהם מפורש עם הנויסים בוהם, תקולים חדתים, תיקלים עתיקים, קינים, כוזר לאוילו, ועצים ולבוינו, זוב לקפוירס, הרי שבע. So you remember we saw that the reason why you cannot mix, weil die Kinim können sein, wenn man sagen, ein Mensch oder eine Frau, was ist mechuyev zu bringen, zwei Teuer und Abenjoino, sie sind reingeworfen die Geld dort, ja.
Mm-hmm.
Der von Eizim, Abenjoino, so, ja. שישה מהם לדובו, בהם היו נויסנים המויסרויס, ההולכויס לנדבס ציבור דהוקייץ המזבח. והווה, הבוסר לאוילו, ואוילוס לכולם.
Right, and we saw why there were 6 separate ones, right?
Yeah.
But I don't remember why. You remember why? Yeah, because it went to the Bate Avos.
כדי לנזען ככלול, to כוקטוטס.
Right, so each one, it was a designated box.
Whatever we saw, this is the Gemara. In the second
Okay, very good. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Oh, here's the Keneged me. Mecheski Keneged Shisha Bate Avos. HaKohanim, Shisha Bate Avos HaKohanim, Shetiknu Lem Chachamim. Shehei Sholem, Ze Im Ze. The Chacham made the takon that there should be 6 boxes connected to 6 Bate Avos. There should not be a machlokes. Rabbi Yochanan Amam, he talks, Shanudova Meruba, Tiknu Lem Shofres Merubin, Kadesh Leis Apshu Hamois. I guess in those days, whenever they made coins from copper, they could get rusty. So they didn't want to make one big box. Why? Because the stuff would be stuck on the bottom, and they won't be taken out so fast, right? That's what he means.
Right. וזעירי אומר כנגד פער ועגל, ופרס גדיב וסוד.
So what, each one of these could be brought Ketzim Mizbeach?
No.
There was.
There are 6 sorten. Remember, Shmuel, we're asking only about numbers now.
No, but the 6 were used for Ketzim Mizbeach. No, they weren't used for private karbanis. They weren't used for karbanis tzibur for the oilo.
Okay, so good. Rashi is addressing שהמשנדה יבחר לאוילו, מביא ולא יצא לשויפו ששמו יפר. במונה איכות, כאילו אמר יובי במונה פר. המשנדה ועגל מביא 15 ולא יצא לשויפו ששמו עגל. וכן כולם. והכויאנים לא יקחים ממויס שויפו ששמו יפור, ויקריבו מויס השויפו פורי, מה שיכלו כל המויס.
Okay.
About a minute, please. Hello? Right, he left already. When I came home, he was there. Yeah. And then obviously. So yeah, it will, I'm learning now, so I'm not home yet. But 4 minutes. Ja, ja, okay, weiter.
Yeah. Was it you? I'm gonna get Parvegel I have a keres so Rebbe. Da ma cotton the heavy god lo yotza.
Doch, ich verstehe, aber was soll die Gemara do? Just an explanation to the numbers?
Yeah, because why do I need to have, if I don't hold like Rebbe, if I hold like Rabbanon, I don't need to have a separate one for cotton. I don't need a separate one for Par and Egel or Ayel Kevis. I could have 3, not 6.
Okay.
But Poduk Omar, Knegel Aparim Ho'elim, Vakvosim Asirim, Vamoisres Vahamo.
Kuka minut, שמואל, kuka minut in Rashi. כדי שיהיה להם שולם זה עם זה, שאוירו של בהמס הניקורש מן השופרס היו לקויאנים. הקויאנים שמקריבים אוירס. בכל זמן שאין המזבח בוטל לא היו לוקחים מן השופרס. אם לא היו להם אלא שופר אחד, עשו לנצויה. ישמע באויס היו של ביסה פריש לא ששני. יביאו נדורים נדובס הרבה. So that day, לא יתלה ביסה מן השופר כלום. ובשאר ימויס השבוע שעל אילו בוטי אופס לא ימייסו נדורים ונדובס כל כך. נמצא אויסו בוטי אופס, מקריבים מן השופר שלא יהיה המזבח בוטל, ואהבו אוירויס שלהם. ומינצו הנח כמוה בהדה הנח ואמרה, יש לכם אוירוס. והונו אין לנו כלום. אבל זה אין להם כלום.
Because he said that on that day nothing was brought.
לא, ברש"י עוד גזוק לו, מייסו לדור ולדובס כל כך.
Okay, that's what they mean. Okay.
רש"י קונטינוס, ואם משום הנח אוילוס, שהביאו יחידים במשמורת שלנו, משום מזלנו. ילקח תקינו, שישו.
לאיתו זה, משופר של זה.
So how does it help to avoid this argument?
I know. Perhaps the last line in Rashi explains what you want to ask. Ukishem hamois boys, nice and l'shisha shofars. Maybe they divided equally. Tess.
Does mean Rashi?
Ukishem hamois boys, cholkin oisan l'shisha chalokim. Yeah, it's exactly what Rashi means. Zok the Hagos Tzionim.
So every money was divided always to 6?
That's what I state in Rashi, no?
Was meint Rashi, Moshe? Mazolenu Gora, was meint das?
If there's going to be individual groups and one will get more than the other, he'll taina, you have no right to it because it came through my mazel, so it's mine. So then they'll fight about it. This one's going to say we should divide it equally, and this one's going to say, no, my mazel brought me more than you.
Okay, ze sagen da in Parenthesis in Arzko noch eine Sache. Sie sagen, sie kann sein, als in ein Tag wird kommen, die Korbanos, was wollen kommen, wollen sein Schlomim. Dort nicht, die Eure von die Schlomim geht nicht zu die Koyanim.
Ah, okay. Okay, good.
Ubar Pade Omar, so wir hatten die letzte Schuhe.
Yeah, yeah.
Ubar Pade Omar, כנגד הפורים והאלים והכבוסים והשעירים והמויסרויס והמור.
Okay, so we have to see what Rashi says. Kineged Purim. Kineged HaPurim, okay. HaPurim, Shalchatos. Shalchatos Tzibur. She'ovdu. V'hifesh acherim tachteim. V'achar kach nimtzou. Harishonim. V'nosku l'riya. V'mehen neiflin l'shayfa harishon. Oh, okay. So the source for shayfa rishon was this sort of chatos. Chatos that became extra, and it was
noch einmal, חטאס ציבור שעובדו והפריש החרם ותטרופן ירשתה, הספרנו זה דוד, gut. Noch der,
and with that money you have to buy another chatos, no? You have to buy another chatos tzibur because that money is designated for chatos tzibur, no? When you sell something that became from a chatos became a balmum, doesn't it have to go for the same chatos tzibur? I'm not sure. I'm just asking.
שמואל alles redo jetzt auf Nedobe. Aber so hab ich sechs Schäufers auf Nedobe. ist die erste gewähnt, die חטאס ציבור שעובדו והפריש החרם תחתיהם ונמצאו ראשונים, ist die ראשונים ist nicht כולי ראייה, und noch
No.
dem die Geld von sie,
Yeah.
Schäuferisch. Der
And what is
Schäufer,
it brought for? It's brought for a chatos or for an oilo?
sie kommt von Nidwasser Tzibur. Das ist das sechs Schäufer, Schmuel, das ist sechs Schäufers von Nedobe.
So you're saying, okay, so because it's oilus nadova at the end, yeah? That's what you're saying?
Ja.
Okay, good. Akvasim.
Und dann noch dem sagt Rashi, והאלים או שם גזלס, ואו שם אילס שעובדו באיפה שאחריהם תחתיהם, ואחר כך נמצאו ראשון ונתקו לראייה, דמי הם לא יפלו משפר השני ובואו מנדוב.
So what's the reason? Why do I have to have different shofars? It's coming out the same thing.
לא מרנדה כאן א' פיל, איפה אתה עושה? זאת אומרת, זה פרק סגוטי, אבל זה פוסט דף איך, עושים נפקי מיני, פסיגל פולחטוס, או דר, weiter Rashi in der nächsten Amud.
Akvasim, Asham Nazir. Asham Tzara. Habon b'nei Shona. Shenema b'hen keves yinotku. Luriya. I guess it means that what happened? Again, they had an extra one?
The same case, yeah.
Right. Base. Okay. Is the man with Shavar Shlishi? V'hachi le'ma'arev. Rashi is the kasha. V'hachi le'ma'arev ma'isrehen im ma'isagzelus ma'ilos mishum deloy domu de'elu b'nei shana. Elu b'nei shnei shanim. Elu boin lechaper ve'elu lehachshir. Is was? Is was? What do I care what the source is? I'm not going to use it that way anyway.
Du sagst, wie hat Rashi verändert sein Scheide, ja?
Right. Unless you say like we wanted to say before that the
Sie,
what you bring.
was badert dir? Aber das ist eine gute Sache. Was sagt mir, der kommt von Kaporo und der kommt, der meiste, die Geld jetzt ist nicht da.
Right, but maybe it's
Wir bringen doch dieselbe Zuckerbonis. Was sagt mir, was ich gewinne, die Source von die Geld?
right, and especially since they became Ois Kodesh once they had a mum. I sold them. These are not the
Right,
behemoths.
right,
This is the
right, right,
cash.
right, right. For instance, we didn't realize before, wenn wir sagen, Veziri hat gesagt, als Paar ועגל, איל וכבש, ja, friert, ja. Erst
Mhm.
sagt der Arzt, also, לפי זה סויבר זעירי, ששויברס אלו, נויה, הוא designated המשנד ומויס לאוילס, ולא למויס עוד מי חתועס והשומס. Das andere lernen, was Moseiri meint ist, aber der geht aus der Kiez am Mizbeach, aber ein Jochid kann Menadev sein der Kiez am Mizbeach. Ist der, was ist Menadev, sagt, ich will geben ein Paar der Kiez am Mizbeach, oder kann ich nur in der Schäufer, der, was sagt das er. Okay, fein. Aber wir gucken jetzt.
Entschuldigt ein Minute. Hello? Baruch Hashem. Was tut sich? I'm on Zoom, Takut Zelig. Okay, what's your schedule? Okay. Concerns are, okay. No weiter. So you finished with, but you finished with Maya's friend next door? Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll see you when you get here. Okay, Zaygebench. Call to. Bye.
When she comes back, she's taking you back to Moorbank.
Well, first I'll have to go down Mincha here somewhere.
Uh, well, what is the time now? Was ist die Zeit jetzt?
It's this 3:35.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it makes sense for me to the traffic. I don't know if I gain anything by leaving earlier once I leave after 4 o'clock.
Okay, so she really has to look in the ways as she
Yeah, I'm
comes
seeing
in.
ways, Taka. Yeah.
But yeah, but the French was meint Rashi, this remains a shaila.
Okay. No, I understand what Rashi's saying. Rashi's saying the source of this money determines where it
No,
goes.
no, 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 ich verstehe. Aber du hast gefragt, was in Afkamine, but at the
It
end of
wasn't
the
after
day,
mina.
all
So
of them are coming as a,
he seems to say that that makes a difference if you're buying it from one or from the other, despite the fact that you're going to buy oilers, right?
right, right.
Our question is why that makes a difference, but clearly it makes a difference. Okay, right there. Vamo.
אפשר לנסות, זה יביא הגדר פומרי בקודש של האמורידים.
No, we know it. It's going to all end up. All of them are going to be oilers, name.
Right, right. No, ich verstehe. But since the money was designated von dir und die Zweck, das Begeder, sagen wir mal, Geder von Marim Amorim.
Yeah, I understand. You're saying the yichus from the money is going to make a
Right,
difference.
right.
Al Tzmalim B'Kodesh. I hear. Okay, okay. Two
And
more
so,
Rashis we have to learn.
okay.
Vasirim. Oh no, we learned Sirim. Devaite Vamoisrois. Kigoin Misha Makriv Echad Mikol Elu Behifrish Mois L'Shem Kach V'Huzlu. Okay, so now he has extra money. Mini Tois V'Hamois Nois L'Shefer HaChamishi V'Hamo Kolbain Shekol Yochid Maybe Machza Shekel Bachro Ba'ador if he brings it late. V'Im Nosne Ben Shnehem.
You have to bring always another coin, favors. Himnos nu ben Shneim Shekel Sholem. If two gave together, nicht macht es a Shekel Sholem. Nois nim kol boi lechot mo ktano מפני אחור, שעכשיו לא הנוסנו בין שניהם אלא אחרי האחד, ואילו הביאם כמשפט, ומו ישום שתי אחרוס, לפיכך לא ישנים כל בהם.
Okay, it shouldn't lose the extra that you would have to give when you gave. Okay.
Okay, so jetzt wird die Gemara Masber sein, alle Shittes. Why is one interpretation
Why each one has his own interpretation.
correct?
Kulu Cheskia Amru. They didn't want to all say like Cheskia Lansuye Lechashina. Chol Chad Chad Yom Ovid. Says we're not going to have a fight because each one has his own designated day. Zok Rashi Kol Chad Chad Yom Ovid. V'im bo loy karbonis harbe shloi tzarich l'shofer ein lo lito klum ba'oros shen niknu min hamois shen niknu b'shofer. What does that mean?
This is over here, but ich verstanden gut, Shmuel, was meint. So let's read again the Rashi in the previous page. חזקי, אומר חזקי כנגד שישו בתאובס, שיהיה שולם זה לא חמור. wie mir verstanden die Rashi. שאוירוי של בהמויס, right? אוירוי של בהמויס הליקוחוס מן השויפרס, אויו לקויאנים שמקריבים אוירוס. Gut. בכל זמן שאין המזבח בוטל, והיו לא לוקחים מן השויפוס. Good.
Oh, that's the answer.
אמינות. ואם לא היו להם אלא שויפור אחד, will doch masber sein, für was alt jeder Mischmacher
Why
schön.
you need 6? Yeah.
Also in Sui, der Schema. Wenn wir sagen, Dienstag, bei uns Yom Shal Beis Avrishon, that day,
Yeah, I shall
Yibur
be so
Ledorem
sheni.
Ledoves Arbe.
Right. V'lo'ito,
Ve'ito la Beis Arbe min ha-shoifar klum.
b'shem shavua, shalelu, b'te'ovois, le'maisin unedovois, kol kach. And therefore, there's going to be much more that they're going to take from the shofars. Nimtzu oisam b'te'ovois, makrivois, min ha-shofar. Shlo yehei ha-mizbeach batel. They have oirish shalahem, and they'll take a share in the oiros. The first group will not take a share in these oiros, and they're going to fight.
So you have to say Shmuel, what I saw before in the Arts Call. Menschen haben doch gebringt das Sachkorbones, aber nicht alle sind gewinn Eules. Mit Mele, die Euros sind nicht gegangen zu den Koyanim.
Correct.
See, whatever you take from the shofar is total revach to the koyanim, you know?
The oir, yes. But I think you what you say is 100% correct, but you don't even have to say that. You could say that, like the end of Rashi, Mazol Goyim. Today was a lot of regular carbonas because of my mazel, so I get to keep the iris. But why should I not? Why should I lose out my chelik in the shofar? I think that's what Rashi means by Mazol Goyim. In other words, yeah, you're right. I had a good day today. But that why should that diminish what my share is in the one big box?
Good. So noch einmal, kulhu kechezkiel lo yamre, intzui lo chayshinu, bechol bechad, yoim ekobi. Good.
Zot Rashi v'im bolo karbonas harbe.
Ich verstehe, aber was ist kol chad bechad yoim ekobi?
Zot Rashi v'im bolo karbonas harbe shloi tzarch l'shayfers ein loy lito klum ba iris shet niknu mena mois shenitnu b'shav. Be a big boy and understand that you got a chelik.
But this is exactly the voice. Be a big boy, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's saying it's not shy. Kohanim achashuvim. They're not going to fight over this.
כרבי יוחנן לא יאמרי, לאיפוש שלא חיישים.
It's not going to rust.
כי זה ירא לא יאמרי, כי יחידו לא מוקמינן. Gedenkst, weil die Gemara hat gesagt, Aliba de Zeiri, Rebbe, der Oma, Kotten, Weivi Gott, lo Yotze. So will man es, Zeiri, Pshat, aber doch nur mit Rebbe, es ist gejochit, כי יחידו לא יאמרי. כברפדה נאמה לא יאמרי, was die dort verschiedene Korbones, gedenkst, hat gemacht achers mit verschiedene Korbones, Moisro Kulu, Pada Nami lo Yamre, Moisro Kulu, Nami Moisro. I think this is our question. This was our question.
Okay, so there's a Rashi. Moisres bitmia. Plamer. Ihu chashiv chad shayfa l'moisres. What's he said designating one shayfa from moisres? Kulu kamoyi nami the chashiv minan niskin l'riya. Moisres ninhu. They're all moisres. Sheni toisu michdei carbon. What did he mean? What did he mean when he said moisres? How did we learn pshat, by the way?
No. We saw Rashi. We saw Friert. Shmuel. The Rashi that you just read is the Rashi that belongs to the first line of the Gemara on top. der sechste Schäufer gewinnt von Moisres. Gut?
Yeah.
Und Rashi auch geteilt. מי שמקריב וכן וכולל ויפריש מוס לשם כך, והוזלו באמס, ויש על השפע חמישי. אז קוקו כמנותין רש"י jetzt. מויסרס ביט מיה, כלומר, יהיו חושב חד שפע למויסרס, כולו כמו אינם ולחושב, הנה ניתוקים לראי המויסרס נינו, שניתויתרו כדי קום. זוגת, why are you designating number 6? Each one of them in Lomdes is Moisres Echet. Ich habe Mafrisch gewinnt akkurat, mit sie verloren geworden, ich habe es getroffen, mit dem Akrim gewinnt.
So that's why they don't understand why he made a separate box for moistures. Good.
Yes.
All of them are moistures.
Well, wait a second. We skipped the Rashi before, ki Chido Elo Mukminen, Zok Rashi.
Yeah, we said, L'chashinu had the Rebbe. The Oma Kotten, the Heavy Godel, Yotza. Elam Esnadev Egel, Noisin HaMoist, L'shoifer Shal Par. Okay, Hanim, Akvivim Parim. Mehen. Ad Shiklu Kol HaMoist Shesham.
Ist es mir passt nicht, dass wie Rebbe. Wir können bringen,
Egel oder a par. I'm sorry, if it came from an egel, it could still be a par. Rashi says they didn't bring eglois, they only brought parim. But he says it's not a problem that's from a cotton to a godel, because Rashi explained before, yesh b'klal cotton, yesh b'klal godel cotton. That's what Rashi's saying. That all the korbanos that they brought from here were parim, not elim.
Good. Guck weiter die Gemara, Mo Nami Lishkol im Asle. Guck a minute on the top line. Was sie gewinnt die 6? Aliba de Barpade. Porim Eilim. Kvosim Seirim is 4, והמויסרס. Hamo. Zokter. So Moisres, we understand why there's no need for a separate shofar. Yet Zokter of the Mo, yo.
Yeah, what's that after more?
Mo Nami Lishkol im Asle.
The Trumas Halishko. Im Sharash Kolim.
Ich nehme mich da rein, die Korboin, die kleine Matbees vom Kaiz am Isbeach, no sie geht. לשקול עם הזה, דסניה לאיכל קל בזור, ילך לשקול עם דברי רב מאיר, אבל זה רואים על הנדובי. שמואל לא מה כנגד מויסר חד, אז מויסר רושם נוזר, מויסר רושם מצר, מויסר... Before we read the next 8 lines, the bottom line is, that this cowboy that was given by 2 partners who brought 1 shekel,
it goes to Bedek Habayis.
זה geht
Bedek Habayis.
לשקול עם דברי רב מאיר. Please look at the Rashi. לשקול עם...
Kolim Asli.
לתרומס הלישקה עם שער השקול. רב לזר רואים על הנדובה.
The shofars. It does go into the shofars. But even then, he says, what's the reason for a separate box? It should go into the shofars. The question is, which shofar?
Okay, let me say a minute. Shmuel Omar.
Keneged Moisres. Moisre Chatos.
We didn't read it. Shmuel Omar Lechor is a new explanation, and why we need 6. Shmuel Omar, Keneged Moiser Chatos is a Moiser Rosham, is very Moiser Rosham, knows that it's dry Moiser.
This is exactly what we said before. We said this same.
No, but we didn't elaborate.
We said you can't mix them because each one has a different level of kedusha. And what you wanted to say was one pshat. Ah, I'm sorry. That's only according to Bar Pada, right? Only according to Bar Pada do we separate them according to their origins. The others had other reasons that we separate them because of Beis Av, etc. But it wasn't separated by where it came from.
כמה מינוטים רש"י, ונגד מויסר חטוס, מויסר
Moshe
ראשו
Rasham,
נוזיר,
Nazir.
מויסר ראשו מצוירו, שעברי שמואס לאחד מכל אלו,
And it tells you,
וניטויטו,
no, it's not shofars.
נויס נור ושויפרוס. is ואושם סתם, היינו אושם גזלס, ומאילס,
Milos Leimar.
ומערב, דוסי דרשי ומתגזל נעים,
Right, right,
ומערב
so forth.
מויסר דידי בעד החטוס, ומילא דף בזונדר, יו? אבל
Yeah.
ידע אין
Osham Nazir and Torah, Lemi Arif Bahadi Osham. Stan. The Zeb ben Shtei Shonim. Va'ayil ben Shonim.
ואושם
Va'osham
מצוירו למערב, ועד
Bahadi Osham
אושם
Nazir.
לא זה, אושם לא זה, או
Olaf
להכשירו.
Shira Linazir is Tyre.
This is the Chura Basrash hat gesagt, nein?
He said the same reasoning, but they were different carbonas that with for which it came, no?
Right.
Yeah. Vein nois mit dem Lebehoinis. Vein to okay, let's talk about it. I'm sorry, nois mit dem Lebehoinis. V'ton Sachin. Ubal Lahatim. So obviously Rashi is saying we knew that before also that the origin determines that it should be separate. We don't know why. Okay. Umoisim Minchas Choyte sagt Rashi v'ikri chatos ozel moisres lenidas tzibur. Doch Eminim sagt Smura. V'ze Midrash Dorash Yehoyodo HaKoyen Kol Haba Mimoisra Chatos Mimoisra Rosham Yilokach Behem Oilos HaBosor
Oilos, Abosar Hashem.
Basal L'Shem Yisham V'Oiris L'Kohanim
Shmuel.
L'Shem HaBosar L'Shem.
לא כך בהם אוילס. Abosar
Right.
Hashem ואוילס לקוים.
Yeah. Aval Moisa Mois Shar Menachis from the other Menachis Lo Yosel in Advas Tzibur Elahu Yosef Mishaloi Umevi Mincha Acheres.
ומויסר הסיריס הוא איפה שכהן גודל, שמקריב בכל יום ויום, ואם יפריש מועס, הסיריס הוא איפה של היום, וניתו יתרשו וניוכל צרפו לשמו חורלה, טיפול לנדבס ציבור שגם היא נקראת חטוס בפרק ואלו בגלחים. תקריב חטוס הוא הסיריס איפה של כהן גודל.
I think I understand conceptually what he's saying. I mean, I can't,
Right.
I can't say in detail. The difference between these carbonates and the other carbonates was that here he's making a difference between carbonates nidvas tzibur. Those are the ones that go for kasim mizbeach, but all other carbonates go back to the balabos, the money that he sells when he sells the damaged behema, and he then has to go and buy a kosher behema of that min. That we mentioned that in the beginning also. Okay. So according to this, then you have to divide the 6 into 6 different carbonas minchas tzibur. Excuse me for a minute. I just have to go out for a sec.
וזה למינות וזה זום, לא המינות. Aber wir sehen die Gemara Minut weiter. Und Schmuel, was hat gesagt, hat die sechste Schäfer geht auf Asiris Reifu für Kohen Godel. Bei Taimel Yom Akeraboische versorgt, dass ich Dmei Moiso Kini. Aber sagt als die sechste geht von die Asiris Reifu von Kohen Godel, nicht von Kinim.
Kinim.
Kinim
Ja.
Tonale Reiche. Was ist das?
B'shiva shofars kamoi. Koshev chad, Shmei Kinin.
Oh, und die erste sieben, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Also
the
it's the first.
purpose of the Kinim, I'm reading you from the Hard Scroll. They sagen as if you're in a hurry, you put money there, we assume that the Koyanim will Nesavad the Makriv, no?
So they don't have to know it's for me?
Right. Sie sagen, whoever gave the money, bring him with the Korban for him.
Okay.
Rabbi Ishe sagt Tonne Kinim,
L'chayr, Tani, like Tani Kinim. He doesn't learn that Kinim was in the first seven. Isn't that what it means?
aha, hat nicht gehört einer von die sieben. Hat nicht gehört einer von die sieben als Kinim.
Right.
Die Gemara war Tane Rabbi Ishe mit Tonne Kinim.
Yeah. Okay.
And for the Gemara, there are two types of Kinim.
Right.
Chad Kinim Korban.
That's on Kinim, yeah. That's the first seven. V'chad l'moisa Kinim. That's the second six.
Right.
Abizai.
Rabbi Ishe besorgt, dass die
My time to Yom HaKishmuel.
Omar Kishmuel, as a series of info. So, aber Commander Omar, Moiso, a series of info, she couldn't go to the rocket. The Sanye, Moiso, Minchas,
Nedova. Moisa Mincha Yerokev. Sai Moisa Minchas Nedova. Sai Moisa Mincha. If it's Moisa, Yerokev.
Baiko Omar, Omar Friede Ochiko Omar. Moiso Minchas Koi, Moiso Minchas Koite.
Nedova. Das kann man bringen als Nedova.
Moiso, a series of info, she couldn't go to the rocket.
That's it. Raboma, afilu Moisa Asiyas Eifa shall kan gadol nami Nedova. Zayta Nedova, not Yerokev. Ela Moisa lachme toida Yerokev. So he says one.
Hat gesagt, dass der Schöpfer geht auf, geht es nicht auf Asiris Reifu für Kohen Gott, oder sie geht Moiso lach mit Toido.
And he says just the opposite. He says, I don't need one for my Salach Metoid because that's Yerokev. And he holds, you do have one for the Kohen.
Sie teilen ab, als ob sie da übergebliebene Geld von Achmed Toido, it's useless. Because sie stocken Korb Achmed Toido on their own.
Mhm.
To bring it mit der anderen Töne Gamke, kann man nicht verwas?
Ja, für was?
Because when you separate the Lachmetoido, you have to do it with a comb. We sagen, ich bringe einen Korb Toido mit, das und das.
Okay, this goes according to the Shita that not all of the leftover money is used for Ketzah Mizbeach.
Aye.
Und so weiter. Beplugte Moisa Siyas Ha'efes al Kashal Kain Gadol, Rabbi Yochanan Nama Nedova, Rabbi Loza Ama Yirakev. So it is Machlekes, which we just covered. So Bazoi, Meisvei,
Jetzt,
Chabakasha.
sie sagen doch, die Meiswe geht auf der besorgt, dass der Moiser Asile so für Iroke. Meiswe, Moiser Schkolim,
Chulin.
Kulim.
That's Shkolim that Yidden gave for the Mizbeach.
Die macht sich ein
Yes,
Schäkel, der Moiser macht sich ein
yeah,
Schäkel, ja.
yeah. Chulin.
Und Moiser Asile so oder Moiser kine Zovin, kine Zovos, kine Yoldes, oder Moiser Chatoes Hashomes, Moiser
Shomes.
Nedovo.
Oh, this Shita holds that Meiser of Kain is Nedova.
Zmaila, was mit do Asile so לכאורה mit חביתים für Kohen Gadol, Maila, Moiser Asile so yeah.
Yeah.
No, is a kasha.
And then besides the kasha, yeah.
Yeah.
And for the Gemara, no, it's not muchach. Moise minchas choyte.
Mikala, I said, I don't know what's going.
You're okay. Amar Rav Nachman by Rabbi Yitzchak Mistabra commando Amar Moise Asiyah Sefer Shel Kain Gadol.
No, Mistabra commando Omar.
Yeah, that's.
I see this so ever she couldn't go to your rocket.
You're okay.
Stani,
Lo Yosim Aleho.
steht bei mir heute. ויוסים עולה על שמן ולאיתן עולה על לבוינו. כיחת עושים. וזה המלחס חויטה.
Right.
אומר רב יהודה, וסס כיחת עושים.
He kuyachatos. Vein acheres kuyachatos.
קרויוחתוס. ואין אחרס קרויוחתוס.
Yeah, was meint das?
There is another mincha that is similar to minchas choite, but it's anders. Was is?
Rashi says, "V'achal b'shei chayva ein kuyachatos shehei lo din chatos shalo yehei ton levoino."
לימד על הסירס או איפה שכהן גודל, שאינו קרוי חטוס, unlike מלכס חויטה, מותרון על אבוינו. זה אוקטר, ומיילה מרופס משחטוס, זה מיילה מויסו ירוקה.
Okay.
When is Rachel coming?
She's here already.
Okay, so
Perfect
got
timing.
the Mishnah, boss.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Okay, Mr. I think if you leave now, Mr. I come in earlier, you know what I mean? Most traffic is backward, most traffic is always for New York, not for...
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so mit Hashem mit sehr morgen.
Ja, sei gewünscht und sei gesund.
Ich bin also cold to.